Each year, an estimated $20 million is lost due to baboon invasions in the U.S. state of Iowa. To cope with this situation, Iowans need to find the most effective measures to protect their lives and property. Baboons originally came from Japan, when some escaped from animal sanctuaries and zoos in the 1970s and migrated to Iowa. Their high intelligence and adaptability have helped them thrive here. One of the main reasons why they attract millions is the presence of many abandoned buildings in green areas, which provide ideal shelter for them. Hopefully, through a deeper understanding of the origin and biology of baboons, Iowans will find appropriate solutions to address this invasive situation and protect their habitat. It is estimated that there are currently about 1,500 baboons living in Iowa, with the largest population in Davenport. However, they are not only feared by the people here, but also cause serious problems. Constantly flooding into the city, they create traffic jams and cause significant encroachment. Increased numbers of baboons mean power outages and damage to the power supply system. This is due to their flexible habits of climbing and exploring their surroundings. They often move quickly on electrical wires, and their weight often causes damage to electrical systems. This not only affects the safety of farmers in the area, but also increases the risk of traffic accidents. In 2020, a horrific accident occurred when an Iowa man collided with a group of baboons on the road. This incident caused great attention in the community, as people began to worry and express concern about the risk from this animal on the highway. This was only reinforced when in 2021, a group of baboons suddenly appeared on a highway in Iowa, blocking traffic for more than an hour. These events have forced Iowa farmers to face new challenges. They are trying to find ways to protect their property from baboon invasions. Local researchers are also working together to research and develop effective measures to prevent the spread of this animal and protect community safety. Don't look away from the next screen. I'll take you on a hunt to deal with the invasive species baboons of hunters who want to drive these animals out of the city. Comment number 1 if you are looking forward to the interesting hunt follows. Yes. The use of hunting methods can be considered as a solution to deal with the problem of baboon invasion. However, before undertaking any hunting, a permit is required from the local authorities. With the growing number of invasive baboons causing damage and threatening the safety of residents in Iowa, a temporary solution has been the use of pesticides in their food. This is a fairly common method and can help minimize negative impacts from animal intrusions, creating a safer environment for residents in urban areas. They mix pesticides or contraceptives into fruits, such as oranges and bananas, and place this food in places frequented by baboons. When they eat this food, they will be affected by the drug and may lose their ability to reproduce or have sleep problems. However, to achieve the best results, people need to use the drug safely, not overdose, and strictly follow the instructions for use. Among baboon repellent devices on the market, there is a special product with waterproof ultrasonic technology and solar energy. This device has a flashing lead-lighted motion sensor, helping Iowans effectively prevent baboon invasions into their living areas. With its smart operating mechanism and floating feature, turn on. The machine uses solar energy to charge its battery and emits ultrasound waves that are harmless but effective in repelling baboons from protected areas. In particular, the machine is designed to be waterproof, allowing it to operate reliably in all weather conditions. The motion sensor activates the machine when it detects the presence of baboons, stimulating the lead light to flash and emit ultrasonic waves. At the same time, its portability allows users to easily move and place it in many places without worrying about power supply. I am very satisfied with this approach by the people of Iowa, because not only does it not hurt the environment, but it also does not hurt the baboons. If you agree with this method, please leave number 1 in the comments section below. The above 2 measures that I just proposed are likely to be effective in the short term, and they are measures that demonstrate the humanity of Iowans toward invasive animals. However, if this measure lasts, it may be impossible to control the baboon population. Therefore, they use drum traps, a type of trap commonly used to hunt invasive baboons. This trap works by stimulating their curiosity as they greedily eat food. The trap is made of a cylindrical metal barrel with a metal latch trap door. When baboons run into the trap to get the bait, the trap door will close and they will be trapped inside. Often traps are placed in areas where many baboons live near their food sources, such as fruit gardens or residential areas. Empty traps can work effectively 24/7. However, people often set traps in the early morning or late afternoon when they go out to look for food. Bait traps are often fruits and baboons' favorite foods such as bananas and sweet potatoes, which is an effective way to hunt and control their numbers each year. Traps can be used to capture hundreds of invasive baboons. Drum traps are among the most popular and effective traps for dealing with invasive species. According to the United States Department of Agriculture (USDA), over the past 5 years, the drum trapping program has plummeted to more than 7,000 baboons in Iowa, a figure that proves this method is the most effective in controlling them. If you support this method, please leave number 2 in the comments section below. However, to hunt baboons with empty traps, people need a permit from the competent authority. The purpose of licensing is to ensure that hunting activities are carried out in a safe and legal manner, protecting both people and animals. However, some people disagree with hunting baboons using empty traps because they believe the practice is cruel and unfair. They believe that baboons are also wild animals that need to be protected and should not be put down when caught in traps, as this can cause mental damage to them. In addition, snare drums can also cause pain to humans if not used properly and can affect other animals. What do you think about the measures Iowans have taken? Please share your thoughts below for everyone to exchange ideas. Comment number 0 if you disagree with the invasion of baboons into residential areas, and comment number 1 if you support countermeasures by setting traps. Currently, the sudden increase in the number of red foxes is causing many concerns, creating great challenges for the farming community. To face this situation, some farmers have chosen hunting methods to reduce the number of red foxes, and it is worth noting that this action is completely compliant with legal regulations and allowed by the government. In addition, this valuable food source should not be overlooked. Did you know that red fox meat is a rich source of nutrients? In particular, it provides fat, protein, and many B vitamins such as B12, B6, as well as many minerals such as iron, zinc, phosphorus, and selenium. Proper consumption of red fox meat, as part of an overall balanced diet, not only provides nutritional benefits, but is also a delicious culinary experience. New statistics updated to early 2022 show that Australia owns about 20,000 beef farms, along with about 1,000 mixed farms producing both beef and sheep. Popular cattle breeds such as the Brahman, Hereford, Angus, and Murray Grey predominate, especially in Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, and Western Australia. In this context, the important role of farmers stands out as they care for and nurture livestock. Providing special care for calves helps them grow strong and adapt well to the farming environment. In recent years, the number of calves born in Australia has ranged from 9.5 to 9.8 million each year, with 45% born in Queensland. The critical period when the calf stays with its mother for about 3 months before separating helps build family relationships and learn important skills from her. However, not all calves have the opportunity to receive enough milk from their mothers, and in cases where mothers do not have enough milk, they can be separated earlier to ensure their health and development. Enworld Mora's production system is an excellent example of combining innovation and tradition to improve beef quality. This approach not only promotes healthy growth of livestock, but also contributes to the premium quality of meat products. The farm's top priority is the overall health of the herd, ensuring excellent hygiene and nutritional conditions to ensure comprehensive development. Develop production systems based on proper management of animals, ensuring they are not subjected to stressful conditions and are fully adapted to a green diet. They carefully select the herd's diet, mainly hay, which becomes the main food source. Workers dedicatedly care for each calf, ensuring that the diet remains complete and balanced after the herd's long journeys. The length of time a herd of cattle grazes in one field before moving to another depends on many factors, such as the number of cattle in the herd, the size of the field, and the resilience of the grass. Adult cattle are released daily into larger fields to graze and move, creating a natural environment where they can mature and thrive. To manage the movement of livestock, especially a herd of several hundred animals, is not a simple task for farmers. In this case, livestock dogs are frequently used to assist farmers in moving a herd of livestock efficiently. However, faced with the potentially difficult task of moving livestock from one pasture to another, modern helicopters are specially adapted for agricultural purposes, helping to prevent livestock from escaping. Helicopter. This provides great convenience and efficiency, allowing farmers to transport livestock over large distances in short periods of time. On Australian farms, there are up to 273,000 working dogs, especially on cattle farms. The interesting thing is that these dogs not only live, but are also trained to become effective employees. They are trained to perform skills and obey their masters, helping farmers manage everything from grazing to herd management. Farmers not only pay attention to choosing and training dogs, but also buy them from places that have pre-trained them. This becomes an effective and practical solution, helping them save time and effort. That relieves great pressure on farmers who need to move hundreds of cattle from one area to another. Each year, around 8.3 million head of livestock are sacrificed to provide meat in Australia, with annual domestic beef production ranging from 2.3 to 2.7 million tons. What is attractive is that up to 70% of this beef is exported abroad, especially because the quality of Australian beef is highly appreciated. This is not only an important source of income for Australia, but also highly appreciated by consumers around the world. In Australia, beef quality is highly appreciated by consumers around the world, especially since the majority of cattle are raised free range. This not only provides an important source of income for Australia, but also creates a solid reputation for the quality of exported beef. If you ever wonder where the world's most abundant crabs are, look to the Barents Sea for its rich diversity of marine species during winter. King crabs migrate to shallow waters to reproduce, opening up favorable opportunities for fishermen. Marine life in Alaska, where Alaskan king crabs occur, is incredibly challenging. Before the king crab harvest, fishing boats and their crews often have to go out to sea every 3 to 4 weeks. They face harsh weather conditions and the mysteries of the ocean's depths, making for a challenging adventure. Every year, Alaska fishing fleets participate in the king crab harvest, an important and exciting event. However, the high value of this delicacy sometimes requires fishermen to sacrifice their lives. Every year, fishermen in Alaska face big waves and strong winds, overcoming fierce challenges to exploit a precious seafood source, king crab. The annual king crab harvest in Alaska amounts to 190 million crabs, equivalent to the weight of about 380 adult blue whales. This is not only a significant achievement in the seafood industry, but also a symbol of strength and sustainable harvesting. Players who are experts at catching king crabs use subtle tactics. They fish and use bait placed in steel cages to attract king crabs. Bait is usually made from squid, salmon, shrimp, scallops, and fresh fish meat. Alaskan king crabs, which love to eat fresh food, make attractive targets with these attractive baits. These Alaskan king crabs prove mesmerizing with their allure and enticing aroma of fresh bait. You feel attracted by the beauty and sophistication of the way they are captured. Leave a yes. On the contrary, if they do not impress, you leave a no. Please share your thoughts. Fishermen are artisans who use specialized equipment to maximize harvests. They deploy dozens of different types of bait into the ocean, using professional techniques to attract the attention of king crabs. The ocean hunting scene becomes dramatic and complex, creating an experience full of challenge and excitement. Crab pots, also known as crab traps, are giant wire mesh cage structures used to catch king crabs. They are baited and placed on the ocean floor to attract crabs. These traps typically weigh between 600 and 800 pounds, depending on the size and weight of each king crab fishing vessel. The vessels can be up to 100 feet and carry 200 to 300 traps. Imagine with such a huge number of traps, how many tons of crabs they can catch. This is a huge challenge, and a race fishermen face every day, creating a fascinating picture of ocean life and man's magnificent hunt. Another method of harvesting king crabs is to use crab pots or ring nets. Ring nets, as the name suggests, are circular structures with bait placed in the middle. It takes fishermen 10 to 30 minutes to set each trap, but their courage brings in significant income. Millions of tons of Alaskan king crab are harvested from this method. Let's visit one of the largest seafood processing factories in this place, where after the crabs are skillfully caught by fishermen, they are carefully transported to the processing place. Here, the factory goes through a sorting and cleaning process to ensure the highest quality through every step of the selection, processing, and production process. This creates a vivid image of the seafood processing industry and the dedicated work process of those working in this industry. Attractive dishes, such as canned crab and crab sauce, are prepared through every step in this process, all done through an automatic system to ensure maximum safety and hygiene for each step in the production process. When enjoying this crab dish, consumers not only stimulate their taste buds, but also enjoy nutritional benefits. Crab is not only a source of high-quality protein, but also a treasure trove of essential amino acids that support muscle growth and maintenance. It also provides minerals such as iron, calcium, and zinc, which are important for bone health and the ability to boost the immune system. Another unique feature of Alaskan king crab is its high content of omega-3 fatty acids, which are beneficial for heart and brain health. These fats not only help control cholesterol levels, but also provide many health benefits. Important health for the cardiovascular system. Enjoying this dish is not only a taste experience, but also an opportunity to enjoy the diverse nutritional benefits that king crab brings. In 2022, the Alaska king crab harvest reached an impressive figure of $44.5 million, with a total value of up to 43 million pounds. Not only does this act play an important role as a supplier of valuable seafood, but it also makes an indispensable contribution to the unique economies and cultures of these coastal communities. Alaskan king crab is not only an attractive food source, but also a symbol of prosperity and biodiversity in the northern country. To ensure freshness and prevent deterioration during transport, fishermen have perfected the art of creating controlled environments in tanks that are constantly monitored. The water in the tanks is closely monitored to ensure optimal temperatures are maintained, keeping the crabs in good condition and their natural habitat recreated. Using ice is an effective method to maintain the desired temperature and keep the crabs fresh when brought to shore. This not only slows down the crab's metabolism, but also protects their quality throughout the processing process. With income ranging from 3 to 7 USD per pound for small vessels and up to 15 to 20 USD per pound for large vessels, Alaskan king crab fishermen not only achieve impressive numbers, but also is a testament to their extraordinary skills and efforts. They are warriors of the sea, fighting amid huge waves to harvest thousands of king crabs. How do you feel when you see them setting sail? Full of determination and courage. Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and see you again in the next programs. Wild boars are not only an invasive species, but also a source of great damage to livestock and agriculture and the natural environment. The consequences they bring can reduce agricultural productivity, increase the risk of disease transmission to livestock, and affect the entire ecosystem on crop farms. Wild boars became the enemies of farmers because of their destructive behavior. They destroy crops, eat seeds, tubers and fruits, causing heavy damage to agricultural production. This not only reduces farmers' income, but also affects food supplies. Furthermore, wild boars also cause soil erosion, damage irrigation systems, and reduce soil quality, greatly affecting the stability of the agricultural environment and the ability of soil to regenerate for crops. This animal has omnivorous habits and can consume a variety of foods from plants to small animals, such as insects and mice. They use their snouts and food to dig in the ground looking for food and sometimes scratch the ground to create shelter. When active at night, they increase the risk of encountering them, especially in rural areas and primary forests. Wild stem boars not only have the ability to become a source of disease transmission, but can also carry many dangerous infectious diseases such as African swine fever, swine tuberculosis, foot and mouth disease. These diseases not only threaten the health of animals, but can also spread to humans and endanger entire communities. Hunting wild pigs by plane in the United States has proven to be an effective strategy for controlling and preventing invasive species. This method has been practiced since the 1980s and has become increasingly popular and widely used. Although the cost of hunting by plane is not small, ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 per flight, these methods provide many important benefits. First of all, it is highly effective and capable of killing large numbers of feral pigs in a short period of time, helping to minimize their impact on the environment and protecting farmers from damage caused by encroachment. The use of aircraft in hunting also ensures safety for people and livestock by flying at aircraft altitude, avoiding attacks by wild pigs, helping to reduce the risk of accidents and increase accuracy in hunting. Put bullets. In conducting aerial hunting in the United States, obtaining a license is extremely important to ensure safety and regulatory compliance. These licenses include wild boar hunting licenses, pilot licenses, and hunting equipment licenses. A wild boar hunting license is one of the most important steps to ensure hunting takes place according to regulations. This requires a solid understanding of hunting rules, as well as the ability to identify and manage hunting environments. In addition, a pilot license is a necessary condition to ensure that the operator is capable of operating the aircraft safely and accurately. This is important to avoid unwanted accidents during hunting and ensure the safety of both the pilot and those participating in the activity. A hunting license is also a necessity, especially when using guns for an aircraft. This ensures that the operator is skilled in using hunting equipment correctly and safely, while complying with relevant legal regulations. Crop fields and orchards are often the main feeding areas for feral pigs, making it easier for them to reach and control aircraft. This makes hunting more convenient, increasing the ability to locate and hunt jungle areas where wild pigs often hide. The aircraft's versatility and ability to reach hard-to-reach areas has increased the effectiveness of aerial hunting operations. The wild boar population in the United States has decreased significantly in 2023. The population is estimated to have decreased from 5 million in 2000 to about 2.5 million. Despite significant achievements, feral pigs continue to threaten the environment and pose a risk of transmitting diseases to humans. Maintaining and developing control measures is important to ensure a balance between the survival of animals and the protection of their habitat. Controlling and preventing feral pig invasions remains an issue that requires ongoing attention and action. How do you feel about this measure? Leave number 1 if you like the method of hunting wild boar by plane. Otherwise, if you don't like it, leave number 0 and share your opinion in the comments section below. And now, Let's continue watching the rest of the video to learn more about the history and impact of wild boars in the United States. Creating safe and favorable locations to observe and hunt wild boar is a process that requires careful selection. This not only ensures efficiency in hunting, but also requires quietness so as not to lose hunting opportunities when wild pigs appear. To take advantage of this opportunity, the hunting process is often carried out in a group model. In this model, support and interaction between team members play an important role. Teammates not only provide safety, but also support each other in optimizing hunting strategies. This ensures every operation is efficient and safe from information gathering to harvest, resulting in a successful and wilder harvest. Some common wild monkey species include the macaque gibbon and several others. Wild monkeys are widely distributed globally, often concentrated mainly in 4 main regions: South America, Central America, Asia, and Africa. During each reproductive cycle, wild monkeys usually give birth to 1 to 2 babies depending on the health of each individual. Reproduction frequency varies depending on the species. Some species breed once a year, while other species can breed multiple times a year. A sudden increase in the number of monkeys has caused them to appear frequently in urban areas, causing chaos and affecting people's daily lives. Due to the sudden increase in the number of monkeys, they are forced to find food in urban areas. However, their sudden and unexpected appearance often frightens people, especially when they suddenly rush out and attack people. The invasion of monkeys into urban areas not only has a serious impact on management and control, but also creates a sense of insecurity and concern in the community. In view of this problem, the government has decided to allow monkey hunting to control their population. It is important to note that hunting monkeys for population management is considered completely legal under specific regulations and government permits. This helps minimize the impact of monkeys on the community and ensures everyone's safety. Hello friends! Did you know that Australia is facing one of the highest mammal extinction rates in the world? More than 70% of Australia's native animals cannot be found anywhere else on Earth. Therefore, every loss for Australia is also a loss for the world. One of the biggest threats to Australia's native species is the introduction of feral cats. In today's video, we will find out how Australian farmers are dealing with the problem of 6.3 million feral cats. If you are excited about this content, please leave your number 1 below in the comments section. Feral cats first appeared naturally in Australia in the 1850s. To date, the number of feral cats in Australia is estimated from 1.4 to 6.3 million. They have become an obsession for Australians, especially livestock farmers, because they are not only an invasive species but also prey on millions of native animals, creating ecological imbalance. Even though they belong to the same cat family, feral cats are not cute at all and are very aggressive. They have the ability to hunt patiently and adapt well to the environment, making it difficult for many native animals to survive with them. Watch the video to better understand how farmers are meeting this challenge and solving the feral cat problem in Australia. And feral cats not only cause a lot of damage, they are also linked to the extinction of 25 species of native small and medium-sized mammals, threatening the existence of more than 100 other native species in Australia. The annual predation impact of feral cats on native Australian wildlife is estimated to be huge, with 272 million birds, 470 million reptiles, and millions of other mammals killed, along with unknown losses to invertebrates and amphibians. These massacres frequently take place in the bush, but feral cats in town areas also cause significant losses. They are capable of injuring people and are often difficult to distinguish from domestic cats due to their agile bodies, sharp senses, and good hunting ability. Feral cats are suited to living alone and are often active at dawn and dusk. They are often located in sheltered places such as rabbit holes or bushes. Feral cat populations are self-sustaining and breed successfully, with females able to give birth to 2 litters per year. Young feral cats live with their mothers until about 7 months old, after which they disperse and live alone. This female gave birth to dozens of other litters of feral cats, contributing to the sudden increase in the number of feral cats. This situation is creating food shortages and threatening biodiversity in Australia. Let's take a look at the challenges that feral cats bring. In the wild, they tend to increase their hunting and attacking behavior to ensure survival. Like a leopard cutting through the desert, the light footsteps and sharp eyes of wild cats are directed at prey. These unfortunate ducks will become a meal for feral cats. Especially when they are hungry. Although birds are often the favorite targets of feral cats when they are hungry, the animal's resistance is often ineffective, and they fight desperately until the feral cats tear them apart. Wild cats are such strong people. They are small in size, but have enough attack power and ferocity to terrify their opponents. Feral cats not only attack wild animals, but also attack pets when given the opportunity. Naturally, your pet is no match for a wild hunter. If not stopped in time, things will get worse. The result will probably be similar to the confrontation with the duck or wild cat just now. Feral cats also pose a threat to human health because they can carry infectious diseases such as rabies and respiratory infections. Recognizing these risks, the Australian Feral Cat Reduction Action Plan has implemented direct measures such as trapping and baiting, supported by cameras to increase implementation effectiveness. However, developing awareness in the community about the risks and consequences of feral cat attacks is also considered one of the most effective measures to tackle the problem. Ensuring people have a better understanding of the greater consequences of the presence of feral cats in their surroundings. A large method of controlling wildlife cuts is the use of poisonous baits. However, this method is only implemented in Western Australia. Many native animal species in the area have developed resistance to this poison in some parts of Australia. Although poisonous baits can pose great danger to wildlife, don't let their appearance fool you. Each Each of these cute stray cats can kill up to 1,000 native animals each year. This situation is getting worse, and increased pressure from feral cats could quickly lead to other animals being pushed out of the ecosystem. Australia's National Science Agency SASO has reported that each year, feral cats kill an average of 1.8 billion animals in Australia, equivalent to about 2,000 native animals every minute. Aware of this situation, the Australian government has allowed citizens to participate in wildcat hunting activities. But this can only be done with a hunting license and in strict compliance with government regulations. The goal is to reduce the number of feral cats in the area, maintain the ecosystem, and ensure safe and effective hunting. In 2023, approximately 21,000 cats were euthanized in an effort to reduce the feral cat population. Night hunting is practiced, with many feral cats hunting possums in the mountains and others hunting at night in remote and arid regions of Australia. The hunting instinct of wild cats makes them work effectively at night, but they are unaware that there are eyes watching them and guns aimed at them to optimize the effectiveness of hunting wild cats. Many people also participate in night hunting. It is a law of nature. To catch a predator, you must appear when they are hunting. During the hunt, farmers can use means such as guns to end the threat of feral cats. However, the encroachment of entire feral cat populations continues. Their claws have penetrated deep into Australia's ecosystem, especially in autumn when food is scarce. Feral cats will hunt small animals to secure a meal, and they even move close to residential areas in search of food. Controlling feral cats becomes a challenge in locating them. Hunting feral cats requires a lot of effort. Hunters often use specialized lighting systems combined with infrared lights, helping them clearly see the target and location of wild cats during night hunts. However, things are not so simple, because these cats are very clever and sensitive. They have the ability to sense their surroundings quickly, along with good night vision. Once they have identified the target, they quickly rush in to catch their prey. Therefore, hunters need to be extremely cautious, because wild cats can run away or even attack if detected. A night hunting group usually needs at least 2 people to support each other, and everyone must hide quietly, observe and wait to spot the target. They move their hunting gear towards their intended target and carry it back to their body. This is not only an arduous hunt, but also brings exciting experiences. With the feeling of not knowing when wildcats will appear, the excitement from discovering and defeating them is something that will definitely make you happy. This joy comes not from killing, but from the clear awareness that each shot can help stem the encroachment of feral cat populations. At least, discourage them. In addition to hunting feral cats, trapping feral cats is also allowed in all parts of Australia, with the goal of reducing the number of aggressive predators. Although feral cats have only been present in Australia for about 200 years, they have left a destructive mark on the Australian landscape in recent times. Australian farmers have strong plans to limit the invasion of wild cats, proving their determination in the fight against these cute-looking killers. Since just 13 wild rabbits were brought to Australia from England in 1859 by a wealthy man named Thomas Austin. Their overpopulation has caused many negative problems for nature and agriculture. Governments and farmers in Australia have used a variety of measures for more than 100 years to control wild rabbits, from fencing to extermination. Burroughs has implemented biological control measures, even injecting viruses into rabbits and releasing them back into the wild. However, with favorable living conditions and rapid reproduction, the number of wild rabbits in Australia continues to increase rapidly. Although at one time up to 98% of the total number of wild rabbits increased rapidly, female wild rabbits, once exterminated, usually begin reproducing as soon as they reach 5 to 6 months of age. Currently, female wild rabbits in Australia usually give birth to 4 litters. Each litter has about 7 to 10 babies. They hide mainly in squirrel burrows and are only allowed to leave when the mother rabbit feels safe. Baby rabbits will feed on their mother's milk for about 4 weeks before transitioning to solid food. According to research by the Invasive Species Solutions Center in Australia, most wild rabbits will separate from their mothers when they reach a certain stage. After about 4 to 5 weeks, these wild rabbits are weaned and begin a new independent life. They will burrow and live wherever there is a food source and less disturbance, such as a backyard garden or on a hillside. Basically, any place in Australia can become an ideal habitat for them. Currently, there are approximately 287 million wild rabbits in Australia, with about 177 million rabbits being born each year. These hundreds of millions of rabbits are distributed across 71% of the country's mainland, and they have the ability to burrow naturally. While young wild rabbits are often preferred prey for carnivores like feral cats or dingoes, the number of rabbits killed each year by predators is only a small fraction of the total rabbit population in the area. The animal is adaptable except in areas with a lot of clay and sand, such as in northeastern South Australia. Currently, New South Wales, Queensland and Victoria are the states with the largest wild rabbit populations in Australia, with New South Wales home to approximately 65 million wild rabbits. The negative impact of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits on Australia's ecosystem includes the decline of natural vegetation and grasslands, linked to overgrazing by wild rabbits. Just one wild rabbit can make the entire lawn of an international standard football field indestructible. An adult wild rabbit typically weighs about 3.3 pounds and needs to consume 7% of its body weight each day. The burrowing habits of hundreds of millions of wild rabbits in Australia not only cause serious erosion and destruction of the landscapes in which they live, but also create other negative impacts on the environment. Competition with native animals in the fight for food is also a major problem presented by wild rabbits, the impact of which poses a serious challenge to the ecosystem and native animals in Australia. Threatening some 322 plant species and posing a major challenge to ecology and agriculture. Australia's wild rabbit population is 11 times larger than the country's population and costs the government more than $215 million a year. Australia, with the problem of wild rabbits rampant, the Australian government allows anyone to hunt them in unlimited numbers and encourages people to organize hunts to reduce the number of this invasive species. We already know that wild boars are not native to Australia. However, they have become a serious environmental problem since their introduction into the country. Do you know why wild boars appear in Australia? Please share your opinion. Corn seems to be the favorite food of wild boars. It is very easy to eat. Wild boars, numbering between 20 and 30 individuals, are roaming and eating corn in Australian fields. The biggest consequence of their presence is the negative impact on the economy, causing significant losses to the agricultural sector, amounting to more than $100 million annually. According to information from the Wildlife Management Board, the current number of wild boars in Australia is about 24 million, exceeding the country's population of 21 million wild boars, which is also a source of risk for environmental pollution, especially near water sources. The Australian government has had to pay $500 million to clean up the environment and solve the problem of the spread of parasites from wild boars, as well as the risk of their attacks on hunters. To deal with this problem, the Australians chose helicopters as the main means in the campaign to control hunting from above. This not only provides precise targeting, but also helps avoid attacks from wild boars. Most importantly, Hunting wild boar is completely legal in Australia, as long as you have a license. The government even offered small rewards to those who participated in the hunting campaign. If you think this method works, leave a 1 in the comments and a 0 if you don't like it. Not only the presence of wild boars, but also wild dogs is a major challenge for many communities, attacking and hunting animals, creating unsafe conditions for people and animals in the area. A fearsome wild dog in Australia called a dingo. They are not a native dog breed in Australia. Their origin is related to wild dogs in Southeast Asia and Asia, which may have been introduced to Australia by people from those regions. Wild dogs, or dingoes, organize into packs and have the natural characteristic of growing up in the wild, forming a natural and aggressive personality, leading to attacking behavior to ensure food sources for the pack. According to estimates, damage caused by stray dogs is about 120 million USD annually. The rapid increase in the number of stray dogs has posed a challenge to the Australian government on how to effectively control them. To control the threat of wild dingoes, the Australian government prefers hunting methods. This requires careful preparation from costumes to weapons to ensure the hunting process is effective and safe. One important thing is that wild dogs in Australia are not protected, so hunting them is completely legal and officially accepted.
See what these animals
Australia's old fencing system has been replaced with a new structure, built to higher safety standards to improve control and durability, while minimizing the risk from stray dogs. What do you think about this method compared to hunting? Please leave your opinion below in the comments section. Animals such as rabbits and birds have a habit of consuming every part of their prey, often showing aggression by grinding their teeth, biting, and snapping around. The Tasmanian devil, a protected species, faces many other animals. The major challenge for Tasmanian devil conservation is that only an estimated 250,000 individuals exist in Australia. Therefore, people have implemented proactive selection methods, using live traps with bait to attract them, then capturing them alive and transferring them to wildlife management agencies, according to legal regulations, the law. What do you think about this approach? The Australian approach is receiving attention and support from the community. People in Australia are increasingly interested in the emu, a flightless bird native to the country. The emu has an average height of 4.9 to 6.5 feet. Emu is considered one of the largest birds in the world. This interest shows the special love and affection of Australians for this unique bird. The natural taste of wild monkeys is a natural species, unaffected by direct human impact or domestication. They maintain their natural way of life, do not depend on food from humans, and retain their natural wild behavior. Do you agree with these measures? If so, leave the number 1. Otherwise, if you disagree, leave the number 0 and share your opinion in the comment section below. The wild creatures that are on, you can find food in many different types. The environment when the food source in the forest where they live gradually dries up. Agricultural farms become ideal destinations providing diverse food sources, including crops and agricultural products, while pigs are capable of consuming most crops such as corn, wheat, potatoes, and all other crops. However, they are more suited to eating corn and wheat because this is their best food source to hide and consume directly from corn and wheat. Fields are a huge challenge for farmers. In fact, the damage caused by wild pigs can be huge for farmers. The agricultural industry and local farmers are estimated to lose hundreds of thousands of dollars each year, a significant amount for each particular region, the fields where their lands were severely damaged, leading to huge losses in yields and wildlife income. Wild boars have the ability to travel long distances and move at astonishing speeds of up to 31 mph, posing a significant challenge for farmers and ranchers in areas near forests or their natural habitats. The wild boar's ability to travel long distances is an important factor that helps them easily penetrate farm areas, where they search for food and new homes. This can have serious consequences for agriculture and the lives of local communities. Problems for farmers and businesses agree, especially when wild pig invasions take place in herds. Wild boar herds can cause rapid and severe damage to farms and can breach fence systems and cause damage to farm infrastructure. Protecting farms against wild boar intrusion is an important part of protecting agriculture and the lives of local communities. Canada is facing significant challenges as many farms do not have effective protection measures to prevent animal intrusion and even lack sturdy fences. Some farms are not equipped with strong enough protection measures, such as high and sturdy fences to prevent wild pigs from entering. These vulnerabilities facilitate the entry of feral pigs and have significant consequences for farmers and agriculture. The rapid reproduction rate of wild boars is one of the main reasons why they invaded Canadian farms. Female wild boars are capable of giving birth to 2 litters per year. Each litter can give birth to 20 to 40 cubs, causing great challenges in managing and predicting their food sources. The number of wild pigs is increasing rapidly, and their need for food is also increasing. When wild boar numbers exceed acceptable levels, they are forced to seek new food sources, and farms are often easy to find in stable places for them to move in herds. This can cause great damage in just a short time. This encroachment not only affects agriculture, but also threatens biodiversity and ecological balance in the areas where they operate. To deal with feral pig infestations and protect farms, a number of effective and careful measures have been put in place. Building a solid fence is a basic but extremely effective measure. The fence should be constructed from sturdy material, at least 3.5 feet high and buried at least 1 foot deep into the ground. Most importantly, the fence should be inspected regularly to ensure there are no holes or damaged traps. This is an effective way to catch wild pigs, especially single pigs. Additionally, there are different types of traps such as tunnel traps, spike traps, and rope traps. The location of the trap also needs to be chosen carefully, near food and water sources to increase attractiveness. Hunting is an effective way to reduce the number of wild boar in the area. However, it must be done safely and responsibly to avoid endangering humans and other animals. Do you like Can I Go Hunting Wild Boar? If so, please leave number 1 right away. The consumption of wild boar meat is emerging as a measure that can contribute to minimizing damage caused by invasive wildlife. Wild boar meat not only brings high nutritional value, but is also loved by many people. Popularizing wild pork could help reduce the need for hunting and trapping to control feral pig populations, while also creating new income opportunities for communities. However, it should be noted that wild pork exploitation needs to be managed sustainably to avoid overfishing and impacts on wild pigs. It is necessary to establish environmental protection principles and standards to ensure that the consumption of wild pork does not harm the natural environment. The handling, Processing and preservation of wild pork needs to be done properly to avoid the risk of food poisoning and depletion of natural resources. Consumption of wild pork also needs to be strictly controlled. Have you ever eaten wild boar meat? Please share your feelings about wild boar meat with us. Wild pigs are omnivores because of their ability to consume a variety of food sources, which creates risks for the agricultural industry because they cause significant damage to vegetables. Fields include newly planted and growing fields damage that wild pigs can cause in vegetable fields, including digging destruction fields damage leafy and tuber crops, reducing yield. Wild pigs can carry pathogens into fields that can spread and reduce the quality of newly planted vegetables. Wild fields can destroy young plants and eat seeds, creating unique challenges in plant growth and germination. The impact of damage caused by feral pigs is not limited to the local level, but also significantly affects the agricultural sector worldwide. According to estimates, this damage costs the U.S. agricultural industry about 1.5 billion USD each year, 1 billion euro in Europe, and 1 billion euro in Asia, including the loss of many vegetables such as carrots and potatoes, cabbage, cucumbers, and even rice cultivation. Damage to agricultural land comes not only from digging, which reduces fertility, but also from pollution, which increases the risk of environmental pollution. The problem of destruction caused by feral pigs is becoming a significant challenge in determining the exact number of cities affected each year. It is estimated that hundreds of cities in Europe, Asia, and North America are facing this problem, creating major challenges for communities and environmental management. Urban areas attacked by wild pigs have many problems, from eating leaves and twigs to flowers and stems, damaging the beauty and value of the garden. The problems don't stop there. Their burrowing behavior can damage landscaping and drainage systems and leave behind fertilizer and waste, creating environmental pollution problems. Wild pigs are not only a threat to the environment, but also pose a traffic safety risk. With the ability to suddenly appear on the road, they become the cause of many traffic accidents. According to research by the U.S. Federal Highway Administration, there are an estimated 500 accidents each year involving wild pigs. Although exact figures cannot be determined, it could be as many as thousands of cases each year. One of the most important problems is the destruction of trees. Wild pigs not only eat leaves, but also attack tree trunks and tubers, reducing soil cover and causing soil erosion and affecting water sources. Related problems create a chain of major negative impacts. In addition, wild species also cause environmental pollution problems when they leave dung and waste in the forest, which affects the cleanliness of the habitat and pose a risk of contamination to other species. Not only is this a physical threat, but bison species also have the ability to transmit diseases. The fact that wild pigs transmit diseases to other animals creates additional risks to forest ecosystems. Until now, it has been difficult to accurately quantify the amount of forest destroyed by feral pigs. But estimates suggest that millions of hectares of forest could be destroyed every year. The consequences of the devastation caused by feral pigs are not only reduced biodiversity, but also linked to global problems such as global warming and the risk of natural disasters. Hunting wild pigs is a common method of controlling their populations around the world. There are many different approaches, including daytime hunting, nighttime hunting, and the use of drones. Hunting wild pigs in the fields at night has proven to be an effective solution. This animal is adapted to nocturnal activities, creating favorable conditions for hunting. This tactic often uses headlights and rifles to enhance hunting ability. In particular, this method has contributed significantly to the reduction of wild pig populations worldwide. According to estimates, this decline could be up to about 20% over the past 20 years in the United States. Hunters converge when night falls. Then they move to the hunting area. Headlights are used to detect and track herds of wild pigs. Once located, hunters use hunting tools to capture wild pig carcasses, then collect and bring them home. Although hunting at night is effective, it also carries many risks. Hunters need training and experience to ensure safety during this process. In addition, it is necessary to continue to seek and apply other solutions to prevent the development of invasive species, while ensuring environmental and ecological considerations. An animal considered a distinctive symbol of Australia. Can you guess what it is? That's right, it's the kangaroo. Known for their powerful hind legs, long tails, and incredibly agile hopping ability, Kangaroos primarily inhabit vast grassland environments and are commonly found throughout various regions of Australia. Kangaroos have a distinctive reproductive process, accompanied by unique characteristics of marsupials. The gestation period of a kangaroo lasts from 29 to 36 days, contributing to the issue of kangaroo overpopulation. With the significant increase in the kangaroo population, the scarcity of food pushes them to forage even in urban areas and cities. This phenomenon leads to their frequent appearance on roads, freely hopping across streets, and even posing risks by attacking pedestrians, resulting in numerous unwanted and perilous situations. The kangaroo population is reaching record highs in suburban areas, and to address this issue, officials propose the use of hunting as a method. This is not only a reasonable control measure, but also creates a source of meat as a resource that can be commercially traded for profit, supported and allowed by law. In Australia, kangaroo meat is highly favored and widely available in supermarkets. Kangaroo meat is considered a nutritious food source, rich in protein and low in fat, making it economically valuable in the food industry. Have you ever had the opportunity to enjoy some delicious dishes made from kangaroo meat? The problem of invasive foxes in Australia is also the most worrying problem right now. You want to know how Australians deal with these foxes? The fox population has exploded in Australia, with an estimated 10 million foxes currently living in the country, especially concentrated in agricultural and urban areas. Human influence has played an important role in the rise of this fox species, causing many challenges to ecological balance and biodiversity. As omnivores, foxes hunt mainly at night, using their agility to easily reach their prey. This not only threatens native species such as rabbits, birds, and rodents, but also causes heavy losses to the agricultural industry in Australia, estimated to be up to 100 million USD per year. Imagine you are fox hunting at night. In the darkness, you hear the sound of locusts coming from the deep woods, signifying the presence of foxes. You and your teammates carefully advance into the darkness. Each step is gentle so as not to stimulate any prey. As you wait for the right moment, a mysterious black figure appears from the darkness, with eyes sparkling in the night. You grip the gun tightly and wait to attack. It's a fox hunt full of thrill and anticipation, leaving you excited and eager for every shot. Fox hunting is not only limited to night hours, but can also be done during the day. All other active habits occur mainly in the evening. There are many areas where foxes are active mainly during the day, creating opportunities for challenging hunts. Fall and winter are considered ideal for fox hunting. During the period of giving birth and taking care of their young, foxes become more active and easier to encounter. Every year, millions of foxes become the subject of hunting, with estimates of up to 2 million. This is not only an environmental problem, but also a major threat to agriculture and domesticated animals in Australia. So you know how farmers handle these animals. There are still other invasive animals, such as elephants, monkeys, leopards, jackals, and geese that are also a concern for farmers. Please subscribe to the channel to continue following the hunter's actions. See you again! In the United States, we face the wild boar nuisance, while in Australia, the wild rabbit nuisance has become prevalent. So, where did these wild rabbits come from? Thomas Austin, an Englishman who chose Australia as his settlement, brought along 24 rabbits to release into the wild, hoping to create a hunting hobby for himself. But he didn't know that this seemingly unintentional action would lead to serious consequences that later generations had to deal with. A horrifying event unfolded as the rabbit population began to skyrocket exponentially. Within just 70 years, starting from the initial 24 rabbits, an astonishing number of 10 billion appeared a remarkable reproductive record among mammals on our planet. The sudden explosion of the wild rabbit population and its negative impact on the natural environment and agriculture in Australia has always been a major challenge for the government and many farmers. They are trying to find appropriate solutions and control measures to deal with this situation. Currently, the government allows anyone to hunt wild rabbits without any limit on the number. This means that people are free to hunt wild rabbits to control their population, an action entirely in accordance with legal regulations. Additionally, the government encourages individuals to organize wild rabbit hunting events, especially in areas showing signs of a sudden increase in this species. These measures are implemented to minimize the negative impact of wild rabbits on the environment and agriculture in Australia. Hundreds of thousands of hornet nests in Europe destroyed hundreds of honeybee nests in just one night. They attack humans and fruit farms, causing productivity and fruit quality to decline. Right now, let's go with catfarmer to some areas in Europe to see what European farmers have done to prevent and destroy these bees. Leave number 1 and start a video now. According to research by Wageningen University in the Netherlands, Asian giant hornets have been identified as a potential hazard. They can cause damage of up to 10% of fruit production. In Europe, in the worst case, the damage rate can increase up to 30%. The wasp threat is not limited to affecting fruit healing, but is also a serious risk. Due to the honey industry and related products, wasp nests are capable of destroying hundreds of honeybee nests in one night. According to research by the European Agency for Agriculture and Food Administration, giant hornets can cause up to 70% loss of honey. Production in Europe not only threatens plants and honeybees, but Asian giant hornet venom also poses significant risks to human health, especially for children and the elderly. According to Public Health England, between 2004 and 2023, 13 people in England were stung by giant hornets, including 2 that were not economically viable according to estimates by the Department of Agriculture. European industry and food. Total damage caused by giant hornets could reach 600 million per year in Europe. The product industry may lose about 250 million per 1 year, while the agricultural industry may lose about 350 million per 1 year. Up to now, there are many different methods of catching wasps, and among them, pheromone traps have emerged as an effective solution. And catching wasps through the stimulation of hormone-like chemicals. Although this method not only keeps costs stable, but is also very easy to implement with a relatively low cost and simple process. Traps have become an effective tool in wasp control, especially in areas where they are frequent and harmful to agriculture. Applying these measures in areas where wasps live can bring great benefits, not only for protecting crops, but also ensuring the safety of people living nearby. European farmers approach the removal of wasp nests with special care to ensure safety by using professional protective gear. Protective equipment includes helmets with visors, long waterproof gloves, waterproof pants and boots. In addition, they have gas masks, goggles and body armor that can be used to protect the entire body. Asian giant hornets frequently nest in forested areas, such as forest parks and home gardens. Beehives are often built in high and discreet locations, such as on trees in caves or artificial structures, before catching wasps. Experts need to conduct thorough preparations, including contacting authorities to ensure a valid wasp relocation permit is being researched. To catch wasps, you need to prepare adequate protective gear, equipment, and choose the right time to minimize risks. Experts estimate that about 30,000 wasp nests are harvested in Europe each year, although this number can fluctuate depending on the wasp invasion. The situation, once the wasps have been harvested, can be handled by killing them to be turned into food or used for medical research purposes. In addition to catching them after implementing control measures, special measures are being taken in Europe to control Asian giant hornets. This includes planting aggressive plants to attract them, using sound emitters or scents to repel them, as well as developing wasps that are resistant to their toxins. These measures are being researched and tested to ensure effectiveness and safety. In some highlands, cleaning the nest sometimes becomes a bit difficult. However, after receiving information from the community, experts will proceed to handle this problem. The main method for removing wasp nests is to use chemical sprays on the nest. This chemical has the ability to kill bees right at the nest before they have a chance to fly out of the nest. To do this, people often use long chemical pipes to bring chemicals to where they need to be treated. Many experts also apply drone technology to guide fire spraying and process honeycomb treatment after fire is sprayed into the honeycomb. After about 5 to 10 minutes, the honeycomb can be treated. Harvesting is not difficult. However, implementing these measures requires professionalism and careful control, which is not a task that any citizen should attempt, due to the high safety risk for yourself and those around you. Some residents of Europe have adopted the method of burning beehives with fire, a method that not only harms our friends, but is also potentially dangerous. In particular, mountainous areas, and old forests, where trees are very dense, can cause the risk of forest fires, affecting the ecosystem and the relationship between humans and the environment. Hello, my friend. What will happen when your farm and city are invaded and attacked by millions of animals? Let's continue to follow how German farmers handle this problem. In Germany, we know that wild boar is an invasive species with the highest percentage in Germany. Wild boars have distinctive features that include large ears, short tails, and downy hair on their backs, creating a spike-like appearance. They invade residential areas, damage urban landscapes, and cause traffic accidents. At the same time, wild boars also pollute the environment and threaten the local biosphere. Furthermore, wild boars can carry at least 30 pathogens and 37 parasites, threatening human health. A famous example in Germany was the discovery of salmonella in pork samples, causing a widespread epidemic. Investigations revealed that the pigs were raised in inappropriate and dirty conditions, allowing the bacteria to spread in other food farms, posing a risk to public health. So, what do people do to overcome the situation? Certainly German people always prioritize the use of a gun. Most Germans have guns in the hunt. You need a hunting license, and that license will allow you to hunt animals. The thing is recorded on paper. Legal here, and states will ban hunting. Do you see this as a way to handle it? I think this is a good method. Leave one below in the comments. In the United States, those are also being a challenge. The appearance of bears cause notable problems, especially when they casually attack pedestrians and cause heavy damage in urban areas. agricultural sector, especially cornfields. This situation safety and negatively affects agriculture, requiring government intervention to balance species protection and community. Faced from the bears, the American community wanted to adopt a method of capturing and completely exterminating them. This decision is not only to protect the lives of the bear, but also to maintain the natural by zoos, where they can be managed safely and effectively. Do you see it as a humane way of handling it? Let us know your opinion in the comment section. As you all know, wild boars are wild animals, increasingly invading farms, posing dangers to both livestock and humans. This is because, in addition to natural boars, they face threats, and their food is becoming scarce. They approach livestock farming areas to compete for food and animals. Wild boar is a very aggressive animal. Even hunting dogs can be attacked by them. Many situations can be both amusing and alarming when humans unintentionally provoke wild boars, leading to unpredictable attacks. In some instances, daring wild boars even charge into people's homes, causing panic among residents. The North American wild boar, also known as feral hog or wild pig, is a common species of wildlife in North America. They have a large physique, sharp snouts, and are a natural predatory species. The number of offspring in each litter can vary from 3 to 8. This may depend on factors such as environmental conditions and food resources. Some wild boars roam freely on the streets, scavenging for food scraps. To control the wild boar population, people are encouraged to hunt and reduce their numbers. Do you know how they handle wild boars after shooting them? Licensed hunters can use hunting dogs to aid in the elimination of wild boars. Americans often participate in wild boar hunting activities in many locations across the country, where there is a diversity of natural landscapes and forest environments. One of the most popular states for this practice is Texas, with strict management and a large feral hog population. Florida is also a popular destination, with rich forests and diverse hunting areas. such as Georgia. South Carolina and California also offer many opportunities for feral hog hunting enthusiasts. The southern and central regions of the United States are also quite popular destinations among the hunting community. You are not allowed to mirror any action in this video. Encouraging the consumption of wild boar meat in the United States has become increasingly popular in recent years, especially as the population of wild boars has risen, leading to environmental and agricultural issues. People are becoming more aware of the nutritional value and flavor of wild boar meat compared to commercially raised pork. This trend may have started around the late 20th century and has become more widespread in the past decade. Consumers are placing a growing emphasis on eating clean and natural, and wild boar meat meets these requirements as the animals live in a natural environment, have a diverse diet, and a freer lifestyle. Furthermore, efforts to reduce the wild boar population, especially in areas experiencing excessive growth, have led to a trend of promoting the use of wild boar meat as a means of controlling their numbers without wasting resources. Hello friends! In recent years, the number of invasive baboons in Iowa has increased significantly. From 2021 to 2023, the number of baboons in the city increased from 1 million to 3 million, indicating the rapid spread of the species. To deal with this encroachment, what measures are local authorities taking? Leave number 1 in the comments and start the video now. First, invasive baboons in Iowa typically originate from Africa and Asia. Initially, they lived naturally in wild areas such as forests, grasslands, and savannas. However, due to population growth, habitat loss, and lack of food sources, they are forced to move to other areas in search of survival. Drought is one of the main reasons why they have to leave their original habitat. This situation directly affects their food and water sources, forcing them to cross major highways to enter residential areas. Often traveling in groups of 5 to 20 baboons create concern for the community. Can you differentiate between baboons and macaques? Please share your experiences in the comments section below. When baboons are introduced to urban areas, baboons often become more aggressive than in the wild. Starvation due to lack of food in the forest makes them more reckless and aggressive in finding new sources of supply. Looking at their skinny photos, you can see they have been starved for days. The first area to note the presence of invasive baboons in Iowa was the city of Davenport in 2018. They then quickly spread to neighboring areas, including the capital Des Moines. They often directly attack people's living areas by climbing on the roof, going through windows, and even breaking doors to enter the house. Estimates of property damage in Iowa cities run into the millions of dollars each year. The baboon invasion situation in Iowa is causing serious negative impacts on transportation and public safety. Baboons often appear on the roads, causing traffic jams and possibly leading to accidents. In 2022, in Iowa, a baboon invasion caused more than 20 hours of traffic jams on Interstate 80, one of the state's major highways. This also has a significant impact on production, business activities, and people's lives, with more than 50 car accidents and at least 15 cases of patients injured in car crashes involving monkeys. Doghead. Traffic accidents caused by baboons are becoming increasingly serious. A horrifying story from a woman in Iowa is proof of this. Why do baboons invade cars? According to information from the newspaper, baboons are curious animals and can be attracted to new objects such as cars. One morning in July 2023, Sarah Jones, a resident of Des Moines, Iowa, had a terrifying experience while driving to work. Suddenly, she heard a loud noise coming from the front of the car. When she looked closer, she discovered a panicked baboon jumping into the front of her car and huddled in the engine compartment. Terrified, Sarah quickly steered the car aside on the road and turned off the engine, worried for both her and the baboon's safety. She decided to call wildlife control